be killed, your spirit truly has victory. So I say it to you now. We are all Paul Revere. And we're not just fighting for freedom in North America. This is 1776 worldwide. Our republic's wealth and everything it is and all of its challenges has now been teamed up, pulling the globalist system of enslavement and war and death. We are now in bondage to pure evil. Our energies and everything our ancestors built is now slave to this evil. And we must break the chains of slavery. We must break them now. We must declare liberty. Now, those are just the notes up here on the top of the page. Because, I'm sitting there writing key points I want to cover and just thinking, I'm not worthy to bring you this message. But it doesn't matter, because it's a mission we must all carry out. And what matters is that we give 110%. Now, I gave you their blueprint for madness and all the crazy stuff these globalists are doing, trying to play God and trying to get the super weapon so they can threaten everybody and get their world government. And in the process, probably destroying us all if we don't turn this around. But I, on the first point, want to tell you, we are winning, and I'll get more into it in this speech, but my God, I remember 17 years ago first getting on radio and TV, and people, probably half the people saying I was crazy, totally crazy for having documents, having facts. I don't hear that now. I hear almost no one disagree with us on the facts because it's all out in the open. The enemy's uncloaked. It's moving in on us 1,000,000 miles an hour right now. Instead, they say, fine, but you can't do anything about it. So we've gone from denying this is going on to, okay, it's going on, but you can't do anything about it. That's right. That's right. When the enemy comes in, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against it. And I hate to preach at you, but that's just what comes out of me as we face this evil. Because the New World Order, they believe, and let me tell you what they believe in. You can give it any name you want, and quite frankly, devil ain't evil enough for it. Now, continuing here, we must develop a blueprint to defeat the New World Order. We are winning. We are having victories because humanity has power. And real men and women who have power, who have love, who have strength, who have courage, we always are ashamed of our power. We're always meek and humble in the face of evil. And we think that it's just our job to lay down to it. I'm here to tell you, it's time for humanity to stand up. Because evil is coming down on our children. Evil is coming down on our communities. Evil is coming down on us with all their plagues and all their disease and all their corruption that they gain power out of. And it's time for humanity to stand up in the info war and say, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this, but you want to fight, you better believe you got one. I can't tell you, and I'm going to get to this in a moment, how many people tell me, I can't believe you did this, you did that, aren't they going to get you? Listen, these enemies are weak. And the minute you don't care if they kill you, they lose all their power. I don't want to die. I love life a lot. I want to stay with my wife and children. But you kill me, you only give this system against you 10 times the power. And that's why they haven't killed me yet, because they know it. So you have the power. Humanity has the power. We have the power. What would make these criminals put poisons in our food and water to try to blind us and fog our vision? Because they're scared of you. The crooks know how humans work. They know the secret of humanity, but they seek to hide it. They seek to block you from ever fully developing. They seek to block you from ever becoming who you really are because they're scared of you. And always remember that. That's the secret. Got another line here, point number 3 of about 40. Technotronic and technocratic power is built on illusion. It's built on fraud. It's built on lies. And you don't have to listen to what I say or believe what I say. All you got to do is start looking around. Start thinking for yourself. Start investigating things. And you will see it all right there. You do that, you get past your fear, you start reaching out to others. So many people reach out to people, and they're like, oh, I know this sounds kooky, I know it's bad and crazy, but I think we shouldn't trust the government. I mean, what? A government with over 10,000 plus admitted programs, some programs, tens of thousands apiece, killing foster children, radiating people, shooting people up with syphilis, giving nerve-gassing troops. I mean, it just goes on. And like, oh my God, I'm sorry, but I think we might not trust these people. They only killed a whole bunch. They only had troops over and over again march into radiation after they dropped A-bombs, hydrogen bombs. You know, they have the troops use depleted uranium, which their own handbook says is going to kill them down the road. I'm sorry, I'm talking bad about these people. I apologize. I mean, think of how crazy that is. They just convinced us because it's the system, it's the establishment, and all of us do it. We're all part of the system one way or another. So, you know, well, you've done well now in the system. Now time to go to the next level and join the team and be pragmatic. That's the speech you'll get. And it's a load of bull, because the people above you that are inviting you into their new world order, they're slaves. They've sold out to it. They're blind or they're cowards. You don't want to be part of them. Like Patrick Henry said, hey, forget you are our brethren, our brothers. Go from us in peace. Crouch down and lick the hand that feeds you. Let your chains sit lightly upon you. As for me, give me liberty or give me death. You don't think the central bankers, through fraud and just fiat garbage they made up and paid politicians to say was the money, took over and went, I can't believe we took over with this con game. What are we going to do? We got some scientists say start poisoning the water. That'll dumb them down. We can get rid of a bunch of them and they won't wake up to this. This is really a good deal. We got some scientists that say they can make you live forever too. Well, hell, let's kill all these people. Listen, the Romans did it. Every culture went in and wiped out everybody they conquered. I mean, this is just being done high-tech to everybody. And they just zombify you. They wipe out your mind. They wipe out your soul. But humanity is so strong, despite this fog we're walking through, despite everything they've done to us, we're still here. And you know what? It's going to boomerang on them. Because once humanity knows it's under attack, and once humanity knows what's going on, nothing on earth is going to stop us. Nothing. And I'll issue another message to the global controllers and their camp followers and all their servants and all their slaves. We're not just trying to save humanity here. You people are clearly going to destroy yourselves. I covered that earlier. I mean, the genetic engineering, the weapons, the antimatter weapons, all of it, all the crazy stuff you guys are doing, trying to one-up each other. Oh, really? You did that? Well, we just produced something that'll kill 99% of people when we release it. Oh, that's really great. Oh, you've got underground bunkers to protect you from that. You're going to be down in the bunkers with a bunch of people like you? You vampires only exist off of us. Can you imagine some crypt a mile under the ground or under some mountain with all these vampires who've killed us if they succeed living with each other? I don't think they've thought this out. Now we've gotten to point number 4 now. And I already pretty much covered this 3 times, so I'll just make it brief. What does waking up mean? What does waking up mean? It means you're no longer in a dream. Like George Carlin, he said, yeah, it's the American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. And if you expand on that, what does it mean to be awake? It just means you look into things. It means you don't just automatically buy what you're being told. It means, again, people say, oh, Alex Jones wants people to believe the way he wants. Believe the way I want. I'm so tuned into what's going on in the world, I can't even handle the stream of information. I'm more like an egg frying on a pan or something. Talk about brain on drugs. Talk about brain on reality. Look, I know why people tune out of reality, because it's hardcore. I don't need any drug to take a ride on this machine. And I'm not just talking about the ugly things in the world. Let me tell you something. I watch my young daughters running around playing games or drawing or fighting with each other. I mean, that's entertainment. These are happy, energetic creatures. My son, these are beautiful creatures, just like every other child I see. That's the spirit of humanity. That's what humans are before the world corrupts them. And that's the thing that makes me the sickest. The way this global system seeks to corrupt our youth and turn them against their parents. And the way Madison Avenue, you know, we're winning. But when we really win is we realize status means nothing. How much money you make means nothing. It means nothing. It means nothing. What matters is your heart and your soul and what you stand for. That's the value. That's eternal. That's what's good. And that brings us now to the subject of trendies. Now, when I say trendies, what am I talking about? Well, that gets into Edward Bernays and psychological warfare and Madison Avenue and advertisement. But it goes back thousands of years, really to China, but other cultures did it as well. They would get the Chinese royalty to bound their women's feet where they couldn't even walk. And the priest class would tell them because it was stylish. And you gotta be stylish. You're royalty, you don't walk. We feed you. And they said, well, God, if it's trendy. I mean, that was the governmental class, the national security class, taking control of the great grandkids of some Chinese warlord that had taken over the area. But they explained, first you wear big fancy outfits and crowns so you impress everybody. But next, you're so royal, you don't walk. And to make sure you don't walk, we're gonna bind your feet where you can't walk, so that now the bureaucratic security class we see now taking over TSA is in control. And you can look at it in Babylon, you can look at it in ancient Egypt. Every culture did this. And you go back 500 years ago, it was illegal all over Europe to wear certain colors or wear certain outfits. Only the gentry could wear that. Only the royalty could wear that. Only the elite could wear that. And so people would kill, steal to wear a certain color cloak. They would kill for that pair of Air Jordans like you've seen in the news. It's the same thing. And that way the system doesn't just make money every year. Got to throw out that wardrobe. It's not cool anymore. Now you've got to get into the mindset and the idea. And so what they took with fashion, which bounding people's feet, or in some cultures putting big boards on people's heads, so like cone heads. I mean, this was what priest class did. And the priest class would always sit back and laugh. Oh, we got the royals who used to run us 100 years ago wearing big boards on their heads. They can't even walk because it's stylish. And of course, the average tribes people, oh my God, you got a bunch of rings around your neck and a big cone head. Let me bow down to you. Or you can't even walk, or you're wearing some big giant Queenie outfit in England or whatever. This is the type of stuff that they would do over and over again. So many people, they get off on New World Order, global government. I heard the TV laugh at that. I'm trendy. I mean, this is a pathetic victim of style. This is a pathetic victim of trendiness. And again, if you want to have purple hair, if you want to have 18 million tattoos or none or a big cowboy hat, I don't care what you're doing as long as that's what you like, because I don't see what you look like or what you're wearing. I see the content of your deeds. The point is, the globalists know how to sell you through trendiness. That is one of their main systems of control. I mean, I still have reporters call me up, or Nightline show up, or MSNBC, or Rolling Stone, or you name it, and they go, so you're imagining a world government. And I go, well, let me take you to a computer and show you, I don't know, a couple thousand mainstream articles saying world government's being established. And they go, oh no, we don't want to look at those. Literally, Nightline, like ABC Nightly News host, looked at me. He said, no, we don't want to look at those. We just want to ask you about why you think it's real. And I said, it was like a year ago, and I said, I'm not going to do this interview unless you come and watch this. So I showed him Al Gore, the head of the EU, Herman von Rompuy, British Prime Minister at the time, Gordon Brown, George Bush, world government. I showed him what world government means, corporate fascist state, and he looked at me and he said, this happened in